I was in careers when I left school that were not quite the right fit. So I was teaching elementary school music and singing in the opera. And both of those careers have quite narrow parameters. And I'm not a very good small box person. But I didn't know that. So it took me 12 years and a lung tumor to figure out this was not the place for me. And when I was diagnosed, it was like, okay, I really don't like this work. What else is out there for me? And so I got some really wise advice from a counselor. And she said, don't think about the job you want, but think about the qualities you want your work to have. So I started to think about, okay, this is what I don't like. So what's the opposite of that? What would I like instead? So I had done a little bit of calling it in, but it wasn't until I was working with another coach where he literally looked at me and said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I had this vision, very clear, my company name and the first tagline I ever used, which was intensive care for your image. And the company name is ICU Image Consulting. And I just laughed. I'm like, that's not even a real job. Who does that job? And to his credit, he said, that is a real job and you could do that job. And because there's no regulation in my industry at all, like you could hang your shingle out tomorrow and say I'm an image consultant and nobody would blink. I thought, I look all right. I've read some books. I will get a website and some business cards and start practicing. So that's what I did. And 6 months after my diagnosis, the tumor was gone. And I had a job doing corporate training at PricewaterhouseCoopers, which is one of the big 5 accounting professional services firms in the world. And so I just built my business up around the sides. And when I was divinely ejected from PricewaterhouseCoopers in 2009 in the recession, I thought this is a great time to go full time in my image consulting business. And I thought, okay, then I need to get some training. So I came to Toronto and I worked at the International Image Institute with Karen Brunger. And she liked me. So I got my certifications with her for image consulting and advanced image consulting. And then, as I said, she liked me. So I interned and then she made me her Western Canada image trainer. So when I started, in addition to my private practice, I was also teaching consultants how to be consultants at Langara, which is a college here in Vancouver, just simply because I'd had a lot of education and training experience and picked up the work very quickly. So my approach is kind of, I don't know if other people have approached it that way, but I strongly recommend now, I'm like, please, people, if you want to get into image consulting, please get some training because it is such an intimately psychological type of work. And it is possible to do harm without knowing it if you don't know what you're doing.